Hi, how's it going? I'm Luciano Ruas from the Brazilian Accent in Improvisation, and today I'm gonna improvise in a Samba do Morro. For who doesn't know, Samba do Morro is a style from the Rio de Janeiro, and it's a urban samba, not that samba with so many instruments. Uh, they play some with some percussion, but not like a samba school. And this it has interesting lyrics, poetic lyrics, and the composers. It's called Samba do Morro because the composers live in the urban part, the central part of Rio de Janeiro, and when the city in the 30s, 40s start to get bigger, uh, the uh, to 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 live in Rio de Janeiro was started to be very expensive, and so these composers didn't have more money to live there, but they started to live in the morros. Morros are we called of favelas, and today we call comunidades. It's the name we use now, but they changed, and they continued living this in the center of Rio de Janeiro. This style, it's uh, not very percussive, like I said in samba, not so fast also. And if you saw my live yesterday, you're gonna realize that I was memorizing the theme Folhas Secas. Folhas Secas was recorded by Elis Regina, one of the most known Brazilian singers. Uh, and Another thing I want to say about Folhas Secas, it's that uh, it's it's a simple. We have a simple samba with two parts, and about improvising it, I think it's important to for me, I memorized yesterday, so I don't recommend to improvise trying to remind the chords. Sometimes you commit a lot of mistakes. You can lose yourself and make more confusion about the harmony. So uh, I recommend to try in the first day to memorize the melody, but the improvise. You can memorize the harmony also, but don't improvise with if you aren't with a strong memory of the harmony. All right. Um, I'm gonna play for you the first part. All right, and um, I'm gonna play for you to know. I'm gonna show you the lead sheet again. I, I'm telling you again because I lost the last live. So I'm gonna play for you first, and we are gonna start to improvise. So this is the first part of the Folhas Secas theme. Um, and the first thing I recommend you when you're going to improvise in it, it's to use the syncopations, okay? One more chorus. So these were the syncopations, and you can tie these syncopations. They are gonna sound like 80 notes, but beginning on the second 16 notes. Besides play pa 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 pa. They are a little delayed. Pa 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 pa. So it's an interesting effect, but and very very common in Samba melodies. You just can see when you what the if you see in the lead sheet, you're gonna see a lot of syncopations tied. Okay, so I'm gonna improvise on them. One more chorus. You can play then with also staccato sound. So that kind of melody, it's common. I'm gonna mixture them, all right? So these are the melodies of based on syncopations and tied syncopations with different articulations. All right. So these, I think, these are the fundamentals of the improvisation in samba. This is a slow samba, but it has this. It's also the same melodical structure. Okay. Now I'm gonna explore some contrasts with the syncopation and the 4/16 notes. We can, for example, create this phrase with this rhythm and contrasting with so. One more chorus. Sorry, I had an alarm here. I'm sorry for the stop. Let's do it again. One more chorus with the syncopation, contrasting with the 16th notes with anticipation. All right. For example, I'm gonna contrast a phrase. With note that these melodies are very simple, but I'm trying to use just the resources used in samba. All right. Another resource I'm gonna show you, and very common melody. It's the melody that's come from the third or the fifth of some triad, and gets descendant or ascendant on the descendant or ascendant, taking from one note of the chord and finishing on it. Let me show in a simple way. In D major, we get the fifth going to the third. These melodies are very common, or with anticipation. This you can find a lot of sambas. Or you can change the these are very common passages in melodies of samba. Alright, this melody is very common in samba. Yeah, if you watch the live about the song O Que É of the composer Gonzaguinha, you're gonna find this passage in a lot of places in the melody. So I think these are the most common. Let's use melodic material to get our improvise. I'm seeing in two moments this kind of chromatic passage. It's like a mordant, but inside the syncopation. All right, so. I'm trying to open a chord that's very big, large for my hand, and so that's sometimes it's failing. Let me correct it. I have to play smaller, or so. This is an interesting resource we can use. The simple chromatism, like a mordant, inside the language of this melody. Let me see. Beginnings of phrase on the head and beginnings of the phrase on the fourth or second note, 16th note. First of that, phrases starting on the red. Now, this was the first time I've played the harmony without looking. I'm feeling more comfortable to play by heart, but I don't. If you still commit some mistakes, return to the reading. Okay, just play with you if you aren't getting some mistake. Phrases starting on the second 16th. I commit a mistake, but return reading. So now I'm gonna start the phrases on the. I'm gonna try to start on the fourth 16th note. Let me read now. Now it's more difficult. The harmony can suffer with my attention to this note. Alright, these were the different beginnings we can do in phrases. Then I'm gonna mixture some of them, of these different beginnings. So Okay, these were different starters on the phrase, and now I'm gonna improvise, trying to create variations inside the melody. All right. Um, I remind interesting restarts we can use. That's are the repeated notes. I can using the melodic variations. Other interesting restarts we can use to make a contrast, it's the use of 80 notes, but they have to be to happen in contrast of what is being played. play a lot of syncopations and create this rhythmical difference using the 80 notes. Okay, let's see. Other thing I remind that sounds interesting, it's to transform some of the phrases in typical instruments of the samba percussion. For example, we have the cuica, for example. Or you can imitate also the tambourine. Using the tercinas, the triplets we call. So you can transform normal phrases, melody phrases, in this common percussive sounds of samba, for example. Another interesting way to create variations on the melody is to transform phrases of the theme in phrases, another typical phrases of samba. I've told you about this in another quick tip I've done, and in this tip I was showing how to give more accent to a Brazilian melody. So you you can bring characteristics of another famous melody of this style you're playing. For example, let me do this second phrase. So I was transforming samba in another sambas. I was creating this in my audience, that sense of style. I was getting the sense of style stronger. So these are improvisations or variations you can apply. I was working on the theme, and you can use in your improvised phrases of the theme with this transformation, or even to play to expose this first theme, you can use these variations. These ideas are very simple but very effective inside the style. Many people like to play a lot of 16th notes quick, and I understand if you develop a interesting solo that arrives in a place with a lot of notes, but before playing freely inside the theme, try to speak its language. Try to make your improvisation be done of ideas that are the same subject that the themes is talking about. I think improvise is the language of the music you are playing, and to play the good Brazilian music, you have to speak its language. All right, I hope you have enjoyed. If you like this, enjoy this live, please subscribe my channels. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And if you know musicians that love Brazilian music and want to know more about it, please share with them. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I'm happy to have you in my audience. Thanks for coming, and see you tomorrow for another live. Bye bye.